Welcome to this live feed. How are we? It's a beautiful day here today where I am, and it's I'm gonna be back for a couple of days now, back home, and I'm fucking ecstatic to be here. So I want to do a video. I want to do a live feed at the beach as opposed to doing it from my study later on this evening. I thought, good time to do it right now. I'm gonna take you for a bit of a walk and a bit of a wander, and show you a little bit of my hometown. I know you've been here before. Those of you that are coming on, as you're coming on and you're jumping on, say hello. Let me know that you're here. Let me know how you're feeling. Place an emoticon in the comment box, and number one as well. Let me know that you're here. This is my home. So sun's setting. We're very fortunate here on the west coast that the sun sets over the ocean. Not that there's anything wrong. Hey brother, how are you? Not that there's anything wrong or not lovely or beautiful with the sun rising over the ocean either, but live in the most amazing place. I feel very blessed to be here, really, really blessed to be here. These are some apartments behind me, some living and so forth, and this is a doggy beach here, all the puppies running around. It's so good. You probably can't see them from here, but there's puppies running around there, and this side of the beach is a smaller bay. Hey Paulette, how are you? Vanessa, how are you? Welcome to this video. Let me know how you're feeling today, beautiful people. We're speaking to transmuting flies. That's one thing, Australia. Fucking flies. So many flies. I was having this discussion the other day with a friend. Mosquitoes, cockroaches and flies, what are their purpose? Do we even know what their purpose are? Mosquitoes, cockroaches and flies. Fuck knows, I've got no idea. Baba, my friend, how are you? Namaste. So, this is beautiful. And when we are able to observe and feel and connect to this beauty and be at peace and be at one with this beauty and be in deep gratitude for who we are and where we are, we begin to really open up differently to life. Becomes a beautiful thing, becomes something so connected, so inspiring, so peaceful. I'm going to sit over the rocks here, and hopefully I can hold the camera right, hold the phone right as I'm doing so. The sun's literally just setting now, so I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. Give me a moment. It's one of my favourite places in the world. One of my favourite places in the world. People ask me, hey, where's your favourite place to live? And you can't say Fremantle. I get stuck, I really do. I get stuck so much. Beautiful, yeah? Wow. If you could only see what I'm seeing, and I know you sort of can, I might even flip the screen a little bit here. I haven't even started talking about what we need to talk about today, which is transmuting our pain into power. Transforming our pain into power, demonstrating to ourselves and to those that we love that pain is something that can be leveraged. Pain is something that we can connect to. Pain is something that is beautiful. Pain is something that is of great value, sincere value, tremendous value. That is the power of pain, and we can transmute or transfer it or morph it into something that is empowering, that gives us a gift of clarity, a gift of life, a gift of value, a gift of deeper connection to self. It's so amazing when we are able to be that person that is able to free ourselves and liberate ourselves from pain, because pain holds us back, particularly pain and unconscious fear as well. So we feel this pain in life sometimes, and we don't know where it's coming from. We don't know the source of it. We can't understand it. We can't connect to it. We can't resonate with it. We just cannot feel it. We cannot grasp it, and it confuses us, and we get propelled into this fear and this doubt and this confusion about life and where are we going and why. And it's these unconscious patterns, it's these unconscious yearnings, this unconscious understanding of life that doesn't allow us to flourish. It doesn't allow us to grow within our experiences. It doesn't allow us to grow within who we truly are. So we get lost. We literally and physically, emotionally, spiritually, psychologically, we become lost in who we are. And we not only lose ourselves, but we lose our ability to be wonderful in relationships. It's interesting in my life. I've allowed so many different unconscious patterns and unconscious harborings of self, ideas, thoughts, belief systems, what I thought I was, who I thought I was, to really just control me, control my external or overt behaviors. And I couldn't understand why, because I didn't get where it was coming from. I didn't resonate with my behaviors, but I couldn't understand them, and I couldn't connect to them. I couldn't feel in myself. I was so deeply confused with life. So I just began to think, well, that's the norm. These behaviors are normal. These extroversions are normal. The way that I'm treating myself and treating people, that's the norm. That's the cards that I'm dealt per se. And I started really losing myself in that apathetic, passive, disempowered victimhood state. A lot had to shift for me. I had to experience a great deal of pain, and really, it was shocks to the system I had to experience in order to allow myself to evolve and move beyond pain controlling my life and fear controlling my life. So how do we move through the unconscious pain? How do we move through the unconscious fears? Yeah, it's really an interesting concept, and beyond that, it's a really deep practice as well. People. This is the key. People, relationships is the key. This is what's important. This is where we grow. We grow profoundly through relating to each other in a particular way. We grow profoundly through consciously relating, through being aware of our actions, being aware of how we connect to people, how we relate to people, how we communicate with people, how we feel about ourselves, how we feel about people. This becomes powerful. And when we're able to do this, we're able to be mindful. And this is the key, by the way. Mindfulness in relationships and mindfulness in relationships is key to liberating ourselves from these unconscious fears. We can look to other people and we can ask ourselves, we can begin to observe who they are. We begin to observe their behavior. We begin to observe how we react or respond, particularly react to how they are treating us or how we are being treated. And we begin to shift our perspective and shift our perception of what it means to be real, or what it means to be ourselves. Yeah, look at that beautiful sunset in the background. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. So we look to people and we look at their behaviors, and if those behaviors trigger us, if those behaviors upset us, sadden us, anger us, frustrate us, it's an opportunity to mirror. People and relationships are mirrors. It's an opportunity to look deep within ourselves. What are we harboring that we are unaware of? What are we unaware of that is hindering our progress in life, that is hindering our ability to be these magnificent people that we can be? So people in our lives that trigger us, that upset us, that do not allow us to be present, or it's the perception of them not allowing us to be present, but we get so caught up and so frustrated in who we are that we lose ourselves in that space. And we ask ourselves, what is it in this person, or what is it that I'm feeling that is being triggered that allows me to connect to my truth with greater relevance? And what insight is it giving me to who I am, and what am I filtering and not understanding about myself? And we can gain this understanding of life through other people, through our relationships, through the people that make us feel joy, through the people that make us feel hurt, or that we allow to experience that pain, that hurt, that sadness, whatever it may be. And as we experience this, and we experience this difference in our lives, we are able to gain insight into who we are. Annette, how are you? Welcome. So it is through this insight that we grow, and growth, of course, growth is not only a catalyst for transformation and deep revelation, but growth is something that we all value, and growth is something that is primary. It's a given in our lives, and it's a primary directive to grow in this world, in this life, in this reality, this consciousness, this awareness that we live in. I've got this program coming up it's actually starting in 3 days on Wednesday evening, GMT +8, Perth time or Hong Kong time. And it's a men's program, Reclaim Your Kingdom. And we really deep dive into turning or transmuting our pain into power. Because what happens is, as men in this world, particularly men, the vast majority of men will look at pain, and observe their pain and avoid it and suppress it and oppress themselves in the interim. And instead of turning that pain to something that can be authentic power, or transforming it into something that can be value, what men generally do, what people do that fear their pain or move away from their fears or avoid, are in a state of avoidance or ignorance, is that what we do is we externalize that pain. We blame and shame outside of ourselves, and we lose relationships, and we lose the value and the power in relating, in conscious relating, because we do not allow ourselves an opportunity to just look within ourselves when we're feeling this pain, and to be with it, to sit with it, to be present to it, to acknowledge it, because whenever we acknowledge something, whenever we are aware of something, we fortify the value, we fortify the wisdom, and therefore the value of that experience. And we don't do that often enough as men, and we lose ourselves, not just men, but people in general, we lose ourselves in that space. And what we do is, when we lose ourselves, we're fracturing who we are, we become fragmented in the world. And Instead of being full and whole, we walk around fractured and fragmented and frustrated and isolated. We isolate ourselves. And we further isolate ourselves through our behaviour and our negativity, our aggression, our frustration. And we distance ourselves from people that we love and care about. And that becomes painful. And so the pain perpetuates. So the cycle of pain continues. The cycle of pain continues. We continue to break meaningful, authentic relationships that matter to us because we are scared to look at our stuff. We are scared to look at our pain. We are scared to look at our fears. We are fearful of looking at our fears. And if only we remain with our fears just for a little bit of time, just for just a few moments, enough to feel what it means to be in fear, to really connect to the pain. I did a live feed on Wednesday evening about a 6-step process that I've utilised. I fell upon it unconsciously, but I utilise in my own practice when I work with people, but of course for myself as well. And it's a beautiful practice to be able to connect to self and to be able to acknowledge where one is. And I urge you, if you haven't seen that live feed, go back to Wednesday just a few days ago and have a look at that live feed and check it out. It may resonate with you, it might be of service to you. But we transmute our pain into power, into authentic, real power through the people in our lives, through appreciating the people in our lives, through being in deep gratitude for the people in our lives, for acknowledging that they are mirrors for who we are. And I noticed someone earlier before said that the people in their lives are mirrors as well, mirrors for who they are, mirrors for who they can be. And if we choose to focus on who we wish to be and what we wish to be, really just take the time, carve the time out in our day. Apologies, I can't control the wind, but let me see if I can position myself a little bit better. I'm hoping maybe. Just keep letting me know if it's too windy. I'll keep positioning myself. Hold on, I've got an idea. I'm going to make this happen. It's so rocky here. Okay, maybe this is better. Hold on a sec. How's that? Maybe that's better. Less wind. Okay, so I'm nearly wrapping up now anyway, but it's getting dark too. So really, the people in our lives, the people in our lives are tremendous, that have the potential to be tremendous catalysts for change, especially those that we care about deeply, especially those that fire us up, especially when I say fire us up, that inspire us, that we connect to completely and deeply and fully, and that there's an emotional connection there. Thank you, Anita. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I'm glad you can hear me a little bit better now. I should have done that earlier. So if we can develop and cultivate relationships, intimate relationships where we connect with people, where we can really be present to each other and people can be present to us, of course, and we can just have those open, honest conversations about, hey, this is what I'm feeling right now, this is what I'm experiencing, what insight is this giving me? Can you help me? Can you be a mirror for me? Can you give me an earnest answer, an earnest opinion on who I am and who I'm being? And can you sit with me through this pain for a moment? And imagine that being reciprocated in a space of safety, because you've developed intimacy with that person, you've developed a connection with that person. That becomes so powerful for our growth. It becomes so powerful for our transformation of pain into authentic power. And instead of being in avoidance and ignorance and suppressing and isolating ourselves in our pain, isolating our pain as if it's not a fucking part of who we are, guess what happens? We grow. We become whole. Now, the feeling of wholeness, I'm sure you've all experienced that, at least even for a glimpse, for a split second, once in your life somewhere. Give me a number 2 in the comment box if you have, if you've experienced that presence of wholeness, that state of wholeness. I know I have. Number 2 for me. And when I do, it's amazing, it's profound, it's life-changing. It gives me a new insight and clarity and perspective into who I am and who I can be in life. And that propels me onto a new path of being connected and being full. And I love that. I'm so grateful for that. So people, being grateful for the people in our lives, being connected to the people in our lives, cultivating meaningful, fulfilling relationships that are real and sincere and are no bullshit. And that can be difficult because it forces us to be vulnerable. It forces us, or it asks of us, it doesn't force us, it asks of us to be vulnerable and real and open and connected. And in that place, we enter weakness. It's good. It's good. We feel weak. We're not necessarily weak, but we feel weak because we're vulnerable. We're open. But we're raw in that state, and in that state of rawness is when we can grow, when we have an opportunity to change, to transform, to see and feel and perceive life differently. And that is what I love about connected, open conversations and beautifully open relationships. Relationships where you can be yourself, you can be the various aspects and versions of you where you will not be judged and critiqued. Of course, it's not about being malicious in your actions. It's about being connected, full. It's life-changing. Too many men, and I make this reference, of course, to men because I'm so inspired by this course coming up in a few days' time, beginning on Wednesday evening. And there's still spots available, by the way. So if this video resonates, ladies, if this video resonates for your men, for your brothers, your husbands, your partners, your fathers, your uncles, your sons, your nephews, your friends, your colleagues, share this video, please. And men out there, if you're interested in exploring the fullness of who you are, beginning to break those limiting beliefs, those shackles that hold us back, where we feel the pain but we don't know where it's coming from, but we continue to act in accordance with that pain and that fear, click on the link above, because it can be deeply life transformative. When we surrender to that, that's power. Surrendering to the unknown, stepping into the unknown, stepping into what we do not know. The fear that's associated with stepping into what we do not know is immensely profound, and it requires a great deal of courage. It's a different courage than what we're perhaps accustomed to. And in stepping into that courage, we liberate ourselves tremendously. We liberate the pain in our relationships as well. We begin to relate differently. We begin to relate openly, fully. The connection deepens. The tension lessens. Wow, that's powerful. That's really powerful. When that tension lessens, we are able to live freely. Our nervous system relaxes. Our stress hormones decrease. We begin to view the world differently from a place of deep appreciation and gratitude and openness. Openness of heart, openness of mind. Being creative. Hi Sky, how are you? We're able to be creative. We're able to create the life that we wish, that we desire, that is in alignment with who we are. And that, my friends, is beautiful. And that is me wrapping this talk up. That is me wrapping this up. And I'm about to jump in that ocean just there. It's cold. It's a little bit chilly, as we say here in Australia. It's a little bit chilly in Australia. For my American and my foreign to Australian, of course, audience, Australia, which is Straya, Australia. So it's cold, it's chilly, but it's lovely, it's beautiful. And the cold's good for the nervous system, good for the mind as well. So I'm going to leave you with that. I'm going to say thank you so much for being here. Please share this video if it resonates. Share it with your Australian friends. Share it with all your friends. Sorry about the wind again. Many blessings, many blessings, many blessings. Think about your pain to power, because it exists. And when we are powerful, we are connected, and we are full, and we are empowered, and we are loving, and we are beautiful. And we're always beautiful. We just recognize it when we are in a state of empowerment, when pain isn't occupying our minds, our brains, our physiology, and our emotional selves. Share this video if it resonates. Many blessings, and I will see you again soon.